what if Spidey was sort of a jerk and went down the path of, he does have these powers, he's filled with radiation, but what if he was just using that for his own profit?
Freak City, home of the Savage Street Vigilante here on Direct Edition. Let's go whip up a chainsaw and kill some motherfuckers.
Dave, West Coast Dave, sorry to interrupt. It's Jim. I'm here for the interview. We're not doing Savage Street Vigilante. That was last year's Kickstarter. What we're promoting right now, what's happening currently, Defective Comics Presents the Arachnid Enforcer. In case you didn't know.
Wow, here we are in All Hallowsville, and I'm the Oh, Jim.
Okay.
Hey, hey, buddy.
I mean, you were prepared for both. I do respect that. I do admire. You did your homework, Dave. Thank you.
I did. I also,
Appreciate
I am currently drinking spider's blood. So, I'm always prepared.
Elixir of the Gods. Made by McFarlane Productions. That would be, he should make that product. Let's reach out to the Toddfather.
And maybe we can get him and Charlie Sheen in, and they can make one of Tiger's and Spider's blood.
Yes. I'm surprised that that's not an actual product. Tiger Blood, sponsored by some Hollywood producer, but
well, we can call him up today. I have his number. Welcome back to Direct Edition, a podcast about nothing and everything, and I'm here with Jimmy Jams, Jim Mahfood, the man, the myth, the sexy legend.
Thank you for having me, man. Good to be back.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, on West Coast Davengers, I also warned my audience. I was like, whether you like them or not, you're going to see a lot of them on this channel the next couple months.
We're in pimpage mode, and things are going great on the campaign, even though...
Yes.
Can we just break kayfabe and say we're recording this before?
Yeah, we recorded this beforehand. Yeah.
So Dave and I had the joke of being like, insert clip of me right now saying, campaign's going great. I'm relieved. Thank you all for the support. Or, oh man, things aren't really working out that well. This is probably my last Kickstarter, but I'll figure out something else to do.
I mean, it's not just your last Kickstarter.
You can cut and paste.
It's literally your exit of the comic industry. You're going back. You're working at fucking 7-Eleven. It's game over, man.
I'm retiring. I'm going back to being a movie theater usher, which is a job I had in hhigh school with the vest.
Wow. Yeah.
Bow tie,
and the name tag.
Yeah.
With the
polyester uncomfortable vest. They don't wear any of that shit anymore. They just wear like a collared, comfortable shirt with a little thing. But we had to wear like slacks. It was a whole thing.
Yeah. And then also you think about like those days you'd have the promo pins to wear. So if like Contact was coming out, you'd wear one of those 2x3 inch pinbacks. And they don't do that shit anymore.
They keep it simple.
Well, also like the movie theaters, it's like they're just dying, man. We need to bring butts back into movie theaters instead of talking about your Kickstarter. Let's just talk about movies.
Oh. Hey, well, I'll say this about theaters: I go when I can go, and I go. I saw FF, Superman, Weapons, all in the theater. Had a great experience going with friends, going at night to the theater. So. I mean, we're all busy, man, but it's like when I can go, I go, and you just choose the movie carefully that you want to see.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's one of the pure joy aspects of, I think, life is being able to go to the movies. And yeah, I saw all three of those in a row, and those were the only three movies I saw in the theaters this summer.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to think of what else.
Sinners.
We do have a retro theater in Kansas City, and I saw like Friday the 13th Part 6
nice.
a couple months ago. So they'll do nighttime old school screenings, and now that October's here, we're in October, you guys. We're not in September.
Month.
They do nightly screenings of
hell yeah
VHS style B movie, trash movie, bonanza, horror stuff, which I have to look at my calendar and be like, okay, what nights do I want to take off and go to the theater and meet the crew, you know?
Speaking of trash movies, shout out to Chris Piers and you have a show together called Trash Movie Bonanza.
Yeah.
Which is a fantastic way to laugh at or agree with, or, you know, shitty movie discussion or B movie discussion.
Yeah. We've been going for over a year now. I'm really proud of the show. I have a blast talking and hanging out with Chris. It's so fun and casual. Jazzy Jamie Wood does a great job editing and producing the show. And it's funny to sort of force someone else because we alternate picking the movie.
Yeah.
So I always give as an example, like I would have never given Madam Web a chance. I would have never seen it. And Chris forced me to watch it. And I actually enjoyed watching it as a fun, bad movie. I think it works for that.
And that's the best episode. Period. End of statement. End of story.
Oh, good.
That is your best episode.
And speaking with this and sticking with like the Spidey theme stuff, I just recently made him watch the 1977 live action Spider-Man made for TV movie, which he had never seen. And I think he enjoyed watching it. It is silly. Yeah. It is very odd, but it's also, man, if you're a Spider-Man fan, I feel like you need to give it a chance, you know?
And it's interesting. I've never seen it. I only watched the episode that you guys did. But I kind of want to watch it. But at the same time, I'm like, I think my viewing experience through the lens of you two is better than it would be if I watched it myself.
Yeah. Dude, you could have it on if you're in front of the TV while you're like bagging and boarding comics or doing something. Like you don't have to sit and watch it, but it is fun. The atmosphere of it, the funky music. And then when, you know, the music ramps up, you look up and there's this weird guy in a Spider-Man costume, like doing karate moves.
Yeah.
It's very 70s.
You know, I mean, time and place, right? We're here to talk about Spider-Man, but I mean, going back to, you know, early Spider-Man, Ditko era, there's some real cheese in there. I mean, his you know, his design and the look of Spider-Man and the villains and stuff is really what is the beautiful thing about, you know, the first, you know, issues that he did. And I always kind of thought, and I think, you know, I don't know if you feel the same way, but his designs on the villains, you know, Vulture being an old guy, Doc Ock kind of looking like a nerd, Mysterio being probably the coolest of all of Ditko's creations outside of Spider-Man. Yeah. And
he's my favorite Spidey villain for sure. The weirdest and creepiest. And I modeled the bad guy in Arachnid Enforcer. His name is the Illusionist. It's an obvious homage to Mysterio.
Sure.
Very, very close.
What was your what's your first Spidey comic? Because I know early memories include that movie and the cartoon and stuff, but what was your first comic?
Yeah, I bought simultaneously like an issue of Marvel Tales that was on the magazine rack at my grocery store in 1985. I was 10 years old. And the current issue of Amazing Spider-Man at that time, which was him still wearing the black costume. And it was Ron Frenz illustrated and featured who was the tubby kid that became the fan of Doc Ock, who had the arms, and then he became a Spider-Man, Spidey Jr. with the glasses.
Yeah, I know. I can't think of his name, and I could think of the cover too.
Yeah, it's great, and I was always able to find the Marvel Tales reprints most easily at the grocery store, not knowing that they were from the 60s.
Reprints.
I just thought
Yeah.
these are great comics, but it was great. It was awesome that my intro to Spidey was basically through the Steve Ditko lens, because he's still my go-to guy for that world and that character. Just the oddness, I think, of Ditko fits Spidey the best. But I also love all through the years the different changes of like Ramita coming on and making it like this is now a superhero. Like Spidey's a more muscular guy wearing the suit. Peter Parker's extremely handsome because Ramita can't draw ugly, nerdy people.
Nope.
So that's its own era. And then obviously McFarlane, we love that he created a whole separate entity.
Yeah.
Completely.
He ushered him
revolutionized
into where we are.
The character. And we're both Larson fans. You're rocking a shirt right now. But yeah, man, all the different interpretations. It's so cool. You know, it's great.
Yeah, it is. This is so Arachnid Enforcer is your second Kickstarter bootleg book. But I want to know, when you were younger, or I mean, you've been part of certain things that were bootleg, like Shitty Dark Knight, but did you ever make like a full book as a young teen or young 20-something, like a bootleg book, like a full thing?
Not so much when I was teenager or 20s, because I was starting to get into my own thing already. But I want to do a YouTube stream of this stuff. But I do have Spider-Man and Ninja Turtle and Boris the Bear comics I made on my own when I was like 12, 13, early teenager.
Yeah.
And they're just drawn on loose leaf paper like we all used to do, and like stapled together.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're silly. They're like 8 or 10 pages each, but yeah, that fascination, man. If you're a comic book person, that fascination of just making a story in sequential order on paper and stapling it together, like you're ready to already make that product. Like you're already like, I want to have a book. I want to have a pamphlet that I can hand people. So even in the early days of self-publishing my own stuff, just the thrill of getting back from the printer a stack of 100 copies of the book with the staples and your artwork on it. It's so thrilling if you envision yourself doing this thing, you know. It still is, man. When I get comps of my stuff, or like when Street Vigilante came in, like it's still thrilling to see and hold the actual thing. You know, and you look back and you're like, oh yeah, I made that. That's interesting. Seeing your back wall. Right now, beautifully displaying, shamelessly promoting my stuff. Thank you. But it's weird to be like, oh yeah, I made all that stuff in different parts of my life. It's cool.
It is. And what's interesting is, you know, like throughout history, and you know, the word bootleg is used in kind of a, like, it used to be really used in a dirty way. Obviously, back in the the bootlegging times, when the prohibition, but it was just people doing what they wanted to do despite what some bullshit laws. And as we're growing up, me and you think about like live shows and being able to listen to bands bootleg, but then bands would be like, yeah, you can, as long as you're not like mass producing this, go ahead, record our concerts. But now it's like, because we're in such late stage capitalism, I mean, bootlegging is it's an honorary badge, making your own thing. Because like when we think about, or when we talk about things like Batman and Spider-Man and stuff, we have to go through history to pick out all of these great stories. It's not everything great, but now you're like, no, I want to do my own version of it. And Savage Street Vigilante was such a fun trip, it really was. It was
thank you.
Super violent, super sexy, super dark, and funny. And now, with Defective Comics Presents Arachnid Enforcer, which you can see this beautiful piece of artwork here.
I make flyers, guys. I make flyers and force them on people at conventions and in the streets, just when I'm walking around the neighborhood.
Well, I forced people on. I forced all of the ones that I took from you on in people's packages.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. But what run through like a little bit of the basis of what an Arachnid Enforcer is. I mean, it takes place on Halloween, but what can people expect when they get their books after backing this beautiful Kickstarter?
Yeah, I had this idea of like, what if Spider-Man never learned the with great power comes great responsibility lesson? That's the foundation of Arachnid Enforcer. His name is Tiger Thompson, the character. So I mixed, you just hit the jackpot, Tiger, with Flash Thompson.
Flash Thompson.
So in the world he exists in, like people sort of know who he is, but he never takes off his mask. So the idea of like, what if Spidey was sort of a jerk and went down the path of, he does have these powers, he's filled with radiation. I don't specify exactly all the powers he can and everything he can do, but what if he was just using that for his own profit? So he's basically muscle for hire, and he has this sidekick manager, Gangster Boogie, this little Muppet character that seems to be the breakout star of the whole world I've created with this. People only care about Gangster Boogie, which is fine, but Gangster Boogie's his manager, and they basically take on jobs mostly from bad guys hiring them to take out other bad guys. So on the surface, Tiger kind of thinks he's doing a good thing because he's taking out bad guys, but he's not. It's all in service of himself.
Yeah.
And the community in All Hallowsville, this fictional Halloween town where all this happens, the elder people in the comic are kind of like, dude, you're not really helping. You're just fighting in the streets, causing chaos. Like you need to give back to the community. The kids in the community think he's cool because he has a cool costume and he's like a badass. But the point of the book is to kind of have an arc for the main character where Savage Street Vigilante did not have an arc. He is just a cold-blooded killer and a machine for vengeance and justice in his own warped way. This one, because it's modeled after my love of Spider-Man comics, it's like, well, no, I want the reader to love our character and I want him to learn some sort of lesson. Like I want something full circle to happen. So you can kind of imagine, I guess, what that will be, but the journey getting there is not what you would expect. So throwing in the little weird things and odd characters and a love interest. MJ is Melody Jade, this goth witchy girl who doesn't like Arachnid Enforcer. It's like
love interest.
Yeah, I mean, that's the funny part is he is talking and quipping like Spider-Man, whereas Street Vigilante was just a deadpan, mostly quiet character.
Yes.
So this comic is much more verbose and it's much more interactive with the reader.
Yeah.
Like you're with Arachnid Enforcer and Gangster Boogie throughout the book. Like you're with them. Whereas with Street Vigilante, I felt like you're an observer and you're almost watching this weird, dark documentary VHS movie of like this troubled psycho guy with a chainsaw. So
you tapped into real life in 2024 with a lot of what was going on in the world without doing that, without actually doing that.
I didn't premeditate some of this, but I like that Arachnid Enforcer is like a less intense book. It's more fun and comedic, and so I think for people, I did have a couple people, not many, but were like, "Wow, that Street Vigilante book is pretty intense. Like it's pretty brutal." I'm like, "Well, but are you not watching the same movies I'm watching?"
But also like you're inspired.
Maybe no. The answer is like, no, weirdo. I'm not watching all this fucked up VHS exploitation stuff that you're watching. So, I get it.
But as a creator, I think no matter what, you're whether you're aware of it or not, you're a sponge when you're creating anything that's affecting you, whether it's the movies you're watching, what's going on in the real world, the books you're reading, the comics you're reading. Like, I look at Savage Street Vigilante, I'm like, yeah, I know Jim read, Tim Vigil stuff. Like
Oh God,
and it's probably one of those things that's kind of always on your brain because that's comics that, that affect you. But I mean, not every piece of art is for everybody, but it's nice to know that you went from that to doing something that's a little comedic, lighthearted, because that's one of the weapons in your arsenal. I mean, Girl Scouts, I mean, half the books that are behind me have some, comedy in it. And also I like the fact that you were cognizant of like making it more of a arc and, like doing that, because like, I'm sure if you just did the same thing over and over, you would get bored.
Yeah. And, man, this brings up a good point. I just realized, like, if you are a creator or even not a creator and you're a huge fan of comic books and the history of comics, which we both are, you have this urge to try and make almost every sort of comic book throughout your career. You know what I mean? So, like, Ed Piskor is a great example where, like, Hip Hop Family Tree is like a Fantagraphics book documentary about hip hop culture. Obviously, Red Room is his homage to Splatterpunk comics. Tim Vigil, all the X-rated, dark, evil, fun shit with Duo Shade, Mirage Studios, Ninja Turtles. Switchblade Shorties is him mixing like manga with comic strip.
Yeah, with the OG comic strips. Yeah.
So I feel like if you are dedicated and interested in the history of comics and you're a creator, that's so obvious that you would want to jump around from project to project. And these single issue 48-page Kickstarter books I'm doing every year, this is a perfect formula, man, for me to do that, to hopefully keep all my fans involved and along for the ride, but give them something a little different each time, spice it up a little.
Yeah.
But I can't help. I mean, we were just in Pittsburgh digging, and it's like we're all fans of all sorts of different types of comics. And when I look at all the different stuff I'm into, I'm always making like a mental note of, I would love to do a type of comic like this one day. Like Michel Fiffe based an entire 50-issue arc around his obsession with like 80s DC Comics, specifically Suicide Squad and stuff that I would not have referenced, but then when I see what he's doing, he did it so well.
Yes.
That you have to respect it.
And he got to play around with characters he created, but then like, you towards the end, he's doing all these, a lot of stuff, you see Savage Dragon on the cover, you see Spawn on the cover, you see, so I think, especially when it comes to like, it's funny. Ed used to use the words artisanal, like an artisanal comic, like like him and Jim would say that once in a while. But it's like, yeah, you're kind of taking all these ingredients of the things that you love, but you're making the meal your way. And and obviously for anybody who's followed your career, like you went from that, to that, and like this is not just an amazing transformation, and like your art has become your own language, but you're doing it your way. And that's the beauty of it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And with that, I wanted to ask about your, like how you discipline yourself, because you are doing all this, there's no, there's a letterer, right? But you have to get your pages done. You have to hit your marks. Like, in doing this, like how did you work on it? Like, I got to get this page done today, or 48 pages is a lot of pages.
Yeah, I just set a very specific schedule for myself, and I am sometimes almost hard on myself about staying true to that schedule. So but at the same time I really enjoy it, and I love being in studio, and but this relies really heavily on a dedicated routine, man, of like basically going to bed, waking up at the same time every day, going to the gym at the same time, studio time, handling emails, running errands. If travel comes into play, you have to compensate for that. But yeah, I mean, being in the studio and doing the actual work though is a joy. So it's kind of like figuring out. I have the template of the schedule and the routine, and then I just kind of make everything work within that. You know, so that's the tricky thing about comics though, is once you start working on a book, you don't really want to stop because you don't want to lose the momentum of
Sure.
making pages in your mind, and muscle memory becomes like, oh shit, I don't really want to take a break, but I have to travel home now for a weekend or do
Sure.
something. So
Or go to Pittsburgh or go to New York or
yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the rewards that people can expect. Obviously, you're back in the book, 48 pages. Each copy comes signed as
Yes.
Savage Street Vigilante did. What else can
Yes.
people get from backing this Kickstarter besides glorious 48 pages of Arachnid Enforcer?
Yeah, man. We're offering a lot of the same stuff as we did with Street Vigilante, which is a PDF of the 48-page comic, the print version of the comic, obviously with my cover. We have incredible variant covers from Mike Del Mundo, Wayshak, and Scotty Young, all
Hell yeah.
bangers, all ridiculous. We have an incredible exclusive print by Derek Loffman, who's an unbelievable artist. He's the current artist on Scotty Young's I Hate Fairyland, and just a super sweet, really good dude. So his print is exclusive to the Kickstarter. We also have my 5-piece print set where you get all 5 together, and that's of Arachnid Enforcer, Melody Jade, Gangster Boogie. It's like the world of All Hallowsville.
The Illusionist.
Yes. And then I did a weird thing, a fun thing, where I did a piece of Animal from the Muppet Show on Inkpulp Live.
Yes.
And it got such a big response. I scanned and sent that to Mike Spicer. Mike colored it. Wow. And we're offering that as an exclusive print on the Kickstarter for no reason whatsoever, other than I'm saying that character Animal, I'm calling him the Funky Drummer. He's the cousin of Gangster Boogie.
That makes sense. And they probably have an album or two together.
So you can get the Gangster Boogie cousin print. People are going to be like, why is this Muppet print part of the... Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. This is just a fun add-on. I was like, why the hell not? If I can get Spicer to color it, it looks amazing in color.
He killed your Iron Man cover. He's so good, killed it.
He's so good. I need to just scroll through this real quick just to see everything.
That's fine.
This is another huge one too. These might be sold out already, but I had 8 artist proofs left over of the full color Spider-Verse print that Sanford Green and I did for Mondo. So those are signed and remarked by me, and they're all gone now. I think.
I'm glad I bought one.
And then also, man, we did this last time as well, but I'm offering custom hand-drawn signature book plates that come with the book.
Hell yeah.
So you get your choice of Arachnid, Gangsta Boogie, of course. Everyone loves him. These are just some of the examples of what those look like.
These are one of ones, or those are going to be the book plates?
These are one of one. These are original drawings.
Okay.
So I just call it a book plate because you can put it inside the book.
Sure.
It's I believe these are 6x8. Yeah, 6x8 inch. And I did this last time with Street Vigilante, and they went over really well.
Yeah.
So, this is original art, and then I'm also offering all the original art from the 5-piece print set I made, and then a bunch of other original art options you can choose from my portfolio of work that sort of relates to Arachnid Enforcer. So there's some Spidey related pieces, and there's also some finished pieces that I did on Inkpulp Live.
And some of those may be available still. So, the link is in the description below. You should click on it and back it and then see what else you want to support Jim with. And, I mean, I know you're not done going through the rewards, but this is how we get great comics, is supporting the creators directly.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll mention, man, I mean, I have past books of mine and stuff that are available through the Kickstarter if you want to bundle everything together. But we did this last year as well, and we're doing the retailer box where you order 10 books at a time and we'll give you a wholesale discount and they all come signed.
Yes.
So
and I'll be back.
We want to stay friendly with retailers and accommodating, and that's the best way to do it.
Sure. And I think retailers, some do make efforts to look through Kickstarters. I did the retailer roundtable this year with my buddies that own the comics place up in Bellingham, Washington, and Aaron from Now or Never Comics in San Diego. And they specifically talk about like having people that look through the, kind of see what's on Kickstarter and bring it to them and be like, oh, we should back this.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's great.
It does. And it's a great way to help the overall, comics sphere, is by backing books directly. Yeah.
And that's kind of the cool thing is doing conventions this year. Like I'll bring Street Vigilante with me, and I've had retailers hit me up and say, can you just bring me 8 copies or 10 copies? And I give them the wholesale and I just hand them the books at the convention. They have a fresh supply for their store. So it is like back in the zine days where you would sometimes just deal individually with store owners and hand them the books at a show, and they're good for a month or whatever, however long it lasts. But I enjoy that kind of like ultimate grassroots style of keeping books in comic shops as well.
And that's when we talk about like bootlegging, not bootleg comic not being a dirty thing, that's like because it's so grassroots. You're just not playing. You're not playing the corporate game, because the corporate game, takes artists and spits them out, and like it doesn't. I don't know. It makes me insanely happy that you get to do stuff like this on your own. But what bums me out is that like easily you could have a Spider-Man miniseries through Marvel and have 50,000 copies of it out there in the first week.
I know it's weird, man, because I'm like, I don't know if I sometimes think that editors are just so busy and distracted they don't know what's going on. Because if they look at what I'm doing, if I got hired to do something at Marvel or DC, it's like, dude, I'm best friends with like Scotty Young and all these people. I'm like, I can't guarantee it, but I could probably bring over these people for covers, variant covers. I'm like, I know all the big bad people in comics right now, all the ballers that are doing the coolest work. Like, we could make cool shit together, but I'm not really reaching out to them. Maybe I could be more proactive, but having the freedom to make these kind of books, and I get to art direct and edit the project where I'm choosing the variant cover artists and who I want to be part of it. It's like there's a real thrill in knowing not only did I make the book, but I also like art directed and coordinated all of this
and edited it yourself.
And hopefully, it shows a level of taste and being able to curate something that I think people will respond to. But yeah, man, it's strange, the relationship between how indie and free you can be with Kickstarter and crowdfunding now, and the corporate level of like how they make decisions. But I get by either way, so I don't really like lose sleep over the other bit,
I know, but it's like it's like I never really subscribed to when a band gets big, like, oh, they sold out. I'm more of let them get as much, the biggest fan base as possible, because that spreads it around. They don't, it's not like, as long as it doesn't change the music, as long as it doesn't change the roots of it. It's like, I would love more people to see your work on a weekly basis, you know, and we do get to see that in some great variant covers. It's the same with, you know, Wayshack or Rug or any of these guys. Like, it's not about getting paid by these companies. It's about getting that out there so that when you do your own thing, everybody, you know, you've got 100,000 people backing you instead of whatever, you know, a couple of thousand, whatever it is. That's just how I look at it.
And I keep getting hired to do variant covers, and I have a blast doing them because people know that they're hiring me to be me.
Yes.
So I've not had any like pushback or editorial direction of, I mean, sure, people want to see sketches. Some people ask for sketches, some people don't, but like no one has ever been shocked or turned off by what I've turned in, because it's like, well, you're getting me. You hired me.
Yeah.
So
And you wouldn't,
you know, let me be me, and you'll get the best thing I can deliver. And that seems to be working in my favor, you know, because I keep getting asked to do that kind of thing for people, and it's just fun.
Yeah, and when it comes to a character like Spider-Man, look, you were involved in the first Spider-Verse movie doing character design, right? I mean, it was character design, and like, look at what that did. That, you know, like them coming out with something that looked wildly different than anything has ever been released in the banner of Spider-Man on screen, and look at the kind of response it got, the money it made. The sequel was even, you know, like, just they went even further into it, like, I think the big two, or Marvel specifically, needs to understand that we do want to see different things. And when it works, look at the response. And so, you know, you're not going to see a book like this on the stands at any time soon, but you are going to be able to own it directly from the man himself.
Yes. We're just making our own stuff and having a great time doing it. It's fun to not rely on any like outside sources, and just make your own label, do your own thing. And
hell yeah,
we have a great community, I feel like, between Inkpulp, West Coast Davengers crew, Chris's crew, Comic Tropes, Discords, CAF. Like, there's all these support systems that go on, and all the people that like follow my social media, comment, DM me. It's like everyone matters. So you try and interact with everyone as much as you can. I can't like always answer every single thing.
No,
but
you're only human.
That community, and being at the Eddie P Con a month ago, that community is like, it's real people that are actually supporting each other. So you have to view it as an actual like living organism, man, where every part of it matters. And so, you know, once you tap into that, that will help you. It's like, you help me, I help you.
Yes.
You know,
it's what an actual like community is supposed to be. It's not just a look at my thing. No, it's like, well, let's talk about it. Let's be around. Let's be in the same room together. Let's create stuff together, bringing friends on to do variant covers and so on and so forth. And, you know, podcasting and just talking about it. Like I couldn't talk about Savage Street Vigilante enough. I mean, and I backed it at the retailer level and just kept telling people and showing people like, this is how insane this is. I do want to ask you about, let's talk about this breakout star who will probably eventually get his own book, Gangsta Boogie. So, you know, there's a long history in movies, TV, comics where like, the person in the background, this character that pops up in one scene becomes a breakout star. Or, you know, I think about Jesse from Breaking Bad. They were going to kill him. They were going to kill him, and they couldn't because he was so popular. So Gangsta Boogie is an original creation. Where does he come? How does he pop into the head of Mahfood?
Yeah, I mean, I was describing like Street Vigilante, I said, was like my metal rock hardcore album book. And Arachnid was more like my hip hop, jazzy, funky electro book. And so I originally drew Gangster Boogie, the sidekick, as a brother with like a box top fade and kind of like a 90s style, like gold chains. And then I just thought, I've always drawn Muppets sometimes in my sketchbook, like in backgrounds. They're just funny. And then I realized the saxophone player from the Dr. Teeth band in the Muppet Show
Yes.
is basically like this b-boy looking kind of guy. So I just took him as a model and added a little pencil thin mustache, kind of dreaded hair, and like a b-boy jumpsuit. And I just thought, oh wow, it's my world. I can just do whatever I want. Why not have like a Muppet sidekick guy in the book? That's a good pairing with the weirdness of Arachnid, because we don't ever see Arachnid's face. It's like he's just this masked character. So
yeah,
I like the interplay between them. And then Gangster Boogie has an aunt named Aunt Mabel that he helps take care of. But Aunt Mabel's a human. So how does that work? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Maybe there's an origin story somewhere when she got drunk and fucked the Muppet.
Who knows? Or her sister got drunk and had sex with the Muppet.
Oh, there we go. Oh, it's his aunt, right? It's his aunt. Yeah. So, I forget how family worked.
Yeah, you're good. So Tiger, it's like I didn't want anybody to go into Tiger's background, or did he get bit by a spider or not with Uncle Ben. It's like no. So Gangster's a little more fleshed out because he has family.
Yeah. I love that.
And they give some of their money to Aunt Mabel. So there is Gangster Boogie has a bit of a heart. Arachnid is just kind of, he wants the two of them to succeed and be able to buy better equipment and weapons and stuff.
He just wants that cash. That's all he's looking for. Yeah.
But Gangster is just, I don't know, something about him people responded to. I didn't know that was going to happen. So.
And people responded to it without reading the book. They're just seeing the images of him, which is, an amazing thing. I just thought of a piece of merch maybe down the line when Gangster Boogie has his own book, but maybe like a pocketed shirt. Maybe it's a button down or just a polo, and it's just where the pocket is here. He's popping out, and it just says Gangster Boogie. That's all brilliant. Black, and then there's just the orange thing. He's a star. I mean, he's a star. He's the next. I'm trying to think what the next. He's this next Jeff the Land Shark or something.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what everyone thinks, because I already have the third Defective Comics book planned for next year, and it was going to be my Ninja Turtles parody. Yeah. So I don't want to derail that, but I also am like, maybe does Gangster Boogie get his own just little mini comic?
Yeah, mini comic. Yeah, because the misadventures of Gangster Boogie, and it's just like he does it's his story, and maybe it's kind of like did you ever read Sam and Twitch when it first came out, where like the third page Spawn drops in and they're like, what are you doing here? Get the hell out of here. And that's it. You never see Spawn again.
Yeah. It's funny. My buddy Scott Morse did a run on Sam and Twitch for
really? Oh, that's right.
Mark Andreyko was writing. It's right when I moved to LA, early 2000s, but Scott was doing, I'm trying to remember how long of a run they did, but it was just cool because he was working with McFarlane, overseeing and approving what they were doing.
That was after Todd apparently fired Bendis, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I still don't know what that story is, but whatever.
I don't even think Bendis does, because I'm pretty sure I read an article about it from like Comics Journal from the year that it happened, and like who knows? Todd works in mysterious ways, and hey, bud, Todd rides with God.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm not going to question McFarlane's business decisions ever, because I just feel like he has the winning formula.
Yeah. So
even if it's controversial, it's like, yeah, dude, but look how successful this one guy has been throughout his whole career.
Yeah, and he seems to be. I mean, he is a good dude. Business is different than and so yeah, that's neither.
He was much sweeter the couple times I've talked to him that I thought he would be, because there's times where he presents himself as such a go-go hustler kind of guy. When I was with him talking to him, I'm like, he's way sweeter than I would have thought. Like, he's just a guy.
Yeah, he's Canadian, so I think it's in his blood just to be a little bit nicer.
The Canadian, yeah.
So I did have a question about the how far? Okay, is all Hollowsville and Freak City, are they in the same universe, and how close are they to each other geographically, or are they not?
I envision them both sort of in separate universes, parallel universes, though, where you can access one pretty easily, because I have a scene, without giving too much away, I have a scene where when Gangster Boogie and Arachnid Enforcer have to go to the Illusionist, they have to go through the spooky woods and go through a quick dimensional portal, because he's been like excommunicated from the town for being a bad guy. So there is some like dimension hopping. And then later in the book, Arachnid Enforcer and Melody Jade have to go to the land of Samhain, the land of the undead, to retrieve something. So we have a couple
cool
dimensional things happening. And this is just my excuse to draw like Steve Ditko-esque type
weird
psychedelic Doctor Strange portal. Yeah. So that's in the book. It's kind of a no-brainer when you see it. It's like, well, of course you're going to want to draw that stuff. It's, it's all there.
I wonder if a weird pediatrician shows up, Dr. Weird, or, dentist, weird DDS shows up. He's a dentist. He's not a doctor.
That would be funny. I don't have that, but we'll see.
Parody stuff. I probably mentioned this to you before. I grew up on a steady diet of Weird Al. So my brain naturally is always thinking of like, oh, what would a parody of this look like? Or what would a parody of this sound like? Or, the fact that Comic Tim exists means that there is parody in my life on a regular basis. So, is there anything that like anything that you could point to that's like the first parody kind of thing that you saw that really stuck with your brain? Because you've got a great sense of humor, and you grew up digesting a lot of that kind of that kind of humor, I assume.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely Mad Magazine and SNL in the 80s. Even as a kid, like trying to sneak and stay up late to see SNL. Like this was the Eddie Murphy era, like the 80s era. And then when I was in high school, it was like the Dana Carvey, Kevin Nealon era, going into Mike Myers and Wayne's World. Like, dude, if I would record a show if I was out on the weekend, I always enjoyed people taking the piss out of stuff and established things. And Ben Stiller had his show on Fox for a hot minute. But yeah, always the idea of like, and wacky packages when I was a kid, bubblegum cards. My friends and I were completely fascinated by this idea of like, you can just shit on products that exist. Like you could just make fun of, but dude, that's all the Harvey Kurtzman humor.
That's where it starts
Harvey
from,
it's kind of debatable, but Harvey, if you give him the credit, that Mad Magazine, he changed the sensibility of like American satire and American humor with Mad Magazine. I mean, Crumb talks about it. I just saw the new, the most recent Art Spiegelman documentary.
Yeah.
And him and Crumb are sitting around the dinner table and they talk again about like seeing that crazy Basil Wolverton cover of Mad Magazine spoofing Life magazine. As kids, it just completely blew their minds that you could tear down such a structural thing like Life magazine, and I kind of had the same thing as a kid with Mad and Wackies and all that kind of stuff. Garbage Pail Kids was another.
Yes. And, Spiegelman involved in almost all that stuff.
God, that's right.
Yeah. And it is pretty impressive that like, I don't know if impressive is a word, but it's really comforting to me to know that we can trace comedy back to a time that like isn't that far back. Yes. Our parents were kids when modern comedy kind of starts to be birthed, like you said, by Mad Magazine. I mean, there's other stuff that I'm sure people cite, before it, maybe the Three Stooges or,
Right.
some of the comic strips that existed. But Mad was such it was the meteor that we're still feeling the shockwaves from today.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that something would have that big of a lasting impact,
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Because I'm sure if we ask guys like the SNL guys or ask Jim Carrey, I mean, Jerry Lewis was a huge inspiration to him, but I guarantee you Jim Carrey sat there besides watching, SCTV. I bet you he read Mad Magazine cover to cover every month. I know Weird Al has spoken about that before. That's like, that is where he formed his sense of humor, was Mad Magazine.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's
Weird Al. We were in the heyday of MTV
yeah.
in the early mid 80s as well, me and my friends. And when Eat It came out as a music video, I mean, it was so mind blowing, man, that you could shoot it, the video, shot for shot, and we all loved Michael Jackson. Everyone had Thriller. The fact that someone could parody it that accurately, the amount of effort, just for this joke, it's like, this is brilliant. You can't talk trash on the level of care that's put into mocking something in a loving way. And Weird Al was never mean about anything.
No,
he was always so sweet and sincere about what he parodied. And Michael Jackson, everyone was like, dude, his stuff's awesome. Like, of course, like, we are signing off on him parodying us because it's an honor at this point.
And then he would go and do it again with Fat and Bad in the same exact manner. And it's like, I mean, Michael Jackson having a sense of humor, Madonna having a sense of humor about herself, like Nirvana being honored, it's like, yeah, that's why parody to me is such an important foundation for me as a human being, and, for my sense of humor and also the things that I enjoy.
Yeah. It's cool because the new era of like all this bootleg comic stuff, it's more of like creators just wanting to do homage these characters that they love. Because at this point, Batman, Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles, it's all such a pop culture institution that everyone's like, well, of course I love that stuff. Like, I want to take my stab at doing kind of a version of that. And I mean, the original Superman's going to be public domain in like 10 years or less. So
I think less. Yeah.
I mean, imagine how many people are going to get to legally just do a Superman book.
Yeah. I mean, the original Steamboat Mickey character became public domain, and Larson put it right into Savage Dragon.
Yeah. And it's so fun. He jumped on it right away too.
And it was the dirtiest, most horniest creature in that book.
It's wild to see how many different swings that Eric has taken throughout his career with that book. Because it's his book, and I know he's like, hey man, I've literally done everything with this book. I'm just going to keep going and doing different things with it. And who knows where it will end or where it will end up, but he's got to be going past 300 for sure.
Maybe one day Savage Dragon will meet Savage Street Vigilante.
That's a crossover right there. That's what's crazy is I don't think he would be opposed to that.
No, probably not at all. Not at all.
Just be figuring out how to make that happen. Like,
So the Kickstarter's got a couple weeks left. I think we're about 15 days from it ending, and it's amazing that it's gotten over $100,000. I'm sorry that it's only made $3.42. But I'll chip in some more.
I'm shocked and horrified, or I'm elated. And I'm like doing a little dance about how good things
you're and here's the thing: if it really does hit $100,000, Jim promised to get me a Godzilla ride while we're in Japan together. Like, he's going to hire Godzilla so I can ride on him.
This will be filmed for your show, by the way.
That's
this
right.
will be. It's suddenly us like doing jackass shit in Japan, where we get asked to never come back again, very politely. They're like, "Could you not come back?"
Please don't. We love tourists, but not you two.
Yeah,
And
but
Dave
I'm very
Crossland
excited about
is
that.
like, oh no.
I know. Crossland can stay. We'll be the ones that get kicked out. But I am very excited to get over there, man, and do some manga questing with everybody.
Oh, it's gonna be great. So yes, so we've got the Kickstarter ending around Halloween.
Yes.
What else would you like people to know about this? So that they're excited to back it. Anything we missed out on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really trying to deliver the funnest, best comics I can possibly produce. If you love Savage Street Vigilante, you will love this. If you're new to this whole parody thing, you don't have to know any other thing I've done throughout my career. This is a one-off book that is a super fun, spooky superhero parody of everyone's favorite wall crawler. But I think it's a bit more than that and has heart to it. So you can jump on and enjoy it as a standalone comic book. And just the artistry of the bonus material, man, with the variant covers, all the artists we mentioned, we've got original art. I think when you see the page and you actually go through everything, I can kind of stand confidently and say like, okay, we're delivering some pretty cool product to the world with this thing. And just keeping the independent spirit alive, man. I mean, that's, even if people can't support it, I know people are like broke these days. It's just keeping the independent spirit alive. So maybe you can just help spread the word, just talking about it or posting about it. All of that stuff helps. Like every person matters. Like I said, all of that stuff helps. Yeah. So I want to keep this going. I really do want to get to the third book next year. I'm not sure how far I'll continue on, but my plan was to do the 3-book kind of trilogy and then just see if it keeps going. But that third book sort of does rely on the success of this. So let's just keep it going. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, and you can share this interview around, and you can share, you can subscribe to inkpulp and watch Jim on there on Wednesdays, and subscribe to Comic Tropes After Dark to support Jim on Trash Movie Bonanza and our homie Chris. But I'm excited. I think that you wanted to. I think you said you had to go. You had an appointment somewhere, but wanted to do one more.
Dave, there's no time for that. I just got the Arachnid Enforcer symbol flashing in the sky. I'm off to adventure. Great talking to you. Support the Kickstarter. Okay, bye.
What? Well, I guess he's living the gimmick. Well, thanks, everybody. Don't forget to back to Kickstarter. And in a world where spiders get eaten for breakfast, there's only one man that can help us. That is you backing the Kickstarter. Oh, yeah. Thanks for watching that great interview and chat with the homie, Jim Mahfood. You will be able to find all the links for Kickstarter and everything that he's attached to in the description below, whether you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple, or you're watching it on YouTube, or wherever you are digesting this. It will be in the show notes, as the professionals say. And for my part, I appreciate you being here. Please, if you are not subscribed to the Patreon, you are going to get the full interview. If you subscribe to the Patreon for $5 a month, you get bonus episodes of this, bonus episodes of West Coast Davengers, and a private sale once every 2 months, plus other perks like maybe I'll take your list and pick you some stuff up from Japan that you're looking for. And you will see Jim and probably hear Jim on both of my channels while I'm in Japan. So big thanks to him for just being here and being one hell of a good dude. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, now's your chance. It would definitely be a big help if you did. And if you dropped a review, left a comment, hit the like button, all 3 of those things really does help the podcast grow. It brings it out to new people, and new people mean more fun, I guess. I don't really know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is Dave. host of Direct Edition, a podcast about nothing and everything, and I'll see you on All Hallows Eve with Arachnid Enforcer. I don't know. Just cut that part out. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, friends. It's your pal Dave, and I want to introduce to you my brand new Patreon, West Coast Davengers and Direct Edition, all under one umbrella. You can now support me by joining the Patreon for $5 a month, and what you're going to get is me wearing this shirt and nothing else. I'm just kidding. You're going to get at least one bonus episode of West Coast Davengers and one bonus episode of Direct Edition per month. As well, I'm going to let you vote on the content of another West Coast Davengers video where I flip through a rare book or a rare magazine or something that you've never seen before, and you get to participate in what book it is. As well, every 2 months, I'm going to do a private sale right here, Patreon exclusive, and you're going to have first access to buying it well before it goes live on West Coast Wednesday, my comic book claim sale. So that's a little exclusivity for you. So plop down $5 a month. It's not that much to ask, is it? I'm waiting. No, it's not. For $5 a month, you can help support and grow this community while we do some great things together. West Coast Avengers and Direct Edition. Fucking hell, let me do that one more part over again. Yeah, that's right.